What's going on out there? Hope y'all enjoying your night. Like I said before, you know, gonna hit y'all with the divisional round review. I know a lot of us witnessed the games yesterday, but I like to give my little thoughts and insights and little tidbits and food for thought on the games. Am I always correct? No, I'm not. I'm only human. So with that being said, let me introduce myself like I always do. Before I even start, this is your boy. As you can see my name on the screen, Terrence, but everybody call me T Murray. This is You Can't Handle the Truth podcast. And as of right now, I'm on here by myself, waiting on people to come in. I don't know if they will. Probably not, but if they don't, I just hold it down until they do. So without further ado, let's go ahead and kick this thing off. Start it out, Saturday. It was the Rams versus the Packers. The first ranked offense versus the first ranked defense. Packers ended up pulling away, 32-18. And that game, Packers started out fast. Through the history of Lambeau, you can't let the Packers start out fast at home, man. And when they usually do, they usually pull away. But the Rams had their chances. They couldn't get off the field on third down, and I'm going to go through that as I go through the stats and leave y'all with some few little tidbits on the review. And on the day, Goff was 21 of 27 for 174 yards, one touchdown. Cam Akers had a pretty good game. He ran 18 times for 90 yards, one touchdown. The rookie Jefferson had 6 catches for 46 yards, and Woods had 8 catches for 48 yards. On the day, Aaron Rodgers, pretty much did what he wanted to do. He was 23 for 36, 296 yards, 2 touchdowns. Aaron Jones led the rushing attack. There were 14 carries, 99 yards, 1 touchdown. Williams chipped in with 12 carries, 65 yards, and Devontae Adams had 9 catches for 66 yards, 1 touchdown, and Lazard had 4 catches for 96 yards and the 1 touchdown that pretty much, put the game away. And on total yards, the Rams had 244 total yards to the Packers 484. The Rams had 17 first downs. The Packers had 28. The Rams ran 50 plays. Packers ran 72. Packers had 4 sacks, time of possession. Rams had the ball 23 minutes, 40 seconds. The Packers had the ball 36 minutes and 12 seconds. And, I always stress the third down. If your defense can get off the field third down and limit the other team's chances of moving the ball, you pretty much have a chance of winning the game. And to me, that's the game within the game. And on the day, the Rams were 2 for 8, and the Packers was 8 for 12. And anybody that watched that game saw that every time the Rams had a chance, we 3rd and 7, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 9, the Packers would always get the first down, kept the drives alive, and it led to punts. And it sucked that Aaron Donald was hurt. He really couldn't, give it all his 100%, but I don't think it really would have mattered. The Packers right now, I think they just hot. And this first time Aaron Rodgers get a NFC Championship game at home, and I think they smell it right now. I'm not saying that they're gonna, advance to the Super Bowl, but it's damn near looking like it. Hit y'all with a bit of, tidbits. Rodgers tied Joe Montana for the second most playoff games for passing 250 plus yards and 2 plus touchdowns. And they're 18-5 at home. They tied the Steelers for the most postseason wins at 36, and they're 11-0 when scoring first. And they said an interesting stat after the game. I don't know if a lot of y'all watch this stuff, but I kind of do. It said on play-action passes, Rodgers is 21 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. So on play-action pass, when they fake the run and pretty much throw deep or throw across the middle, to make the linebackers come up. He has thrown 21 touchdowns and 0 picks. And like I said before, I don't know if Green Bay is going to advance, but they damn sure looking like it. They rolling right now. And I thought the Rams defense played, they played the best they could play, man. It's hard when you got an offense that's rolling and then you got a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers. And that's why it's important to have your quarterback to have like another coach on the field. He's an extension of the head coach. Excuse me. You don't have to worry about him. Rarely do you see Aaron Rodgers make a bonehead play. I mean, every quarterback do, but it's not the costly bonehead play. He's cool. He's calm. He's going to make the proper read. And he puts the ball on the money. And I think next round is going to be very interesting. I'm not going to get into that right now, but it's going to be very interesting next round. And that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm not going to really keep y'all on here long tonight. I got work in the morning. I'm trying to stay on here probably about 30, 45 minutes, depending on who else jump in. So we had the nightcap that night. Had the Ravens at the Bills. And, the Ravens ended up losing 17-3. And if you go by these stats right here, the Ravens pretty much dominated this game. You would think that they won the game. But once again, it's always the turnovers. You can't have turnovers in crucial moments in playoff football because those will kill you. Every possession counts in the playoff. The farther you go, the more it counts. And on the day, Lamar Jackson was 14 of 24, 162 yards. Gus Edwards ran the ball 10 times, 42 yards. KJ Dobbins ran the ball 10 times, 42 yards. Marquise Brown led the receiving corps with 4 catches, 87 yards. Josh Allen, he was 23 of 37 for 206 yards, 1 touchdown. Singletary, the Bills need a running game, man. I don't think they're gonna survive running the ball 7 times over 25 yards. I think that's a recipe for disaster because they got away with it Saturday night. But going forward, if they make it to the Super Bowl, they cannot continue to just be pass heavy. They're not gonna win. They're gonna lose. But with that being said, Diggs caught 8 passes for 106 yards, 1 touchdown. And Josh Brown also caught 8 passes for 62 yards. And like I was saying, if you look at the stats, the Ravens had 340 total yards. The Bills only had 220. The Ravens rushed for 157 yards. The Bills only had 32. The Ravens had 19 first downs to the Bills 17. They converted more on third down. It was 7-17. The Bills only converted, 4 of 13. The Rams played 73-55, and they dominated the total time of possession. They 35 minutes, 33 seconds to 24 minutes and 27 seconds. But when you're missing field goals, granted, the wind was blowing, but when you're missing field goals and you throw a costly pick in the red zone and it's returned 101 yards for a touchdown, it was lights out. And now the Bills have moved on to 12-3 at home overall in their playoff history. They won 8 straight games, and it's their first conference championship since '93. And to the people out there that's younger than me that didn't see the Bills of the '90s, those teams were great. They went to 4 straight Super Bowls, which nobody has ever done. I don't think nobody ever will do again. But the Bills have a chance to get their franchise their first Super Bowl. They just got to take care of business Sunday at 6:40. And it's been a little griping and complaining coming out the Ravens locker room. Marquise Brown, said a few little things after the game. He made a statement about they got to improve the passing game. He was like, how can we have the number 1 offense, but we rank the bottom half like 30-ish in passing? He like, we too unbalanced. And that's what the Ravens have to improve on going forward. Is it the offense or is Lamar Jackson? That's the $1 million question. A lot of people saying it's the offense. Then you got some saying it's Lamar Jackson. He has to improve passing. But you got to get that man weapons too. I mean, you just can't throw to the tight end all day and then, run the ball 40 times and think that's going to win when the new NFL, they out here slanging this thing all across the field. Multiple receivers catching 8-10 passes a game now. So going forward, the Ravens going to really have to improve their passing game. They proved they can run the ball. That's been proven. But what happens when your run game gets shut down and you have no threat? Nobody respects your passing game. And they at a crossroads right now. So Lamar Jackson be going to his 4th year next year. I don't know if it's make it or break a year, but it's getting there. You got to do something, man. They either got to give them some weapons, or they're gonna keep running that offense that they're running. They got to improve on it. They got to get more. They got to get more multiplicity into their offense. Right now, to me, I think they're a little basic. They're running the same offense. The 49ers ran with Kaepernick when they went to the Super Bowl and played the Ravens. Greg Roman, a lot of people calling him out. Saying they need to change the offense. So it's gonna be very interesting off season with the Ravens, man. See how they move, see what move they make to either get Lamar Jackson some help or help him improve in the passing game. Because they got a pretty strong defense. The defense did what they're supposed to do. Usually when you hold a team to 200 total yards, 9 times out of 10 you win the game. But missing field goals, and you had to cost of turnover. So they're going fishing, and the Bills have a date with the Chiefs at 6:40 Sunday. I'm gonna get into a little bit of that, get a little bit of my early prediction on that game. Moving on to what we witnessed yesterday, the Browns versus the Chiefs. That stat I gave in the preview where it says since week 8, the Chiefs haven't beat anybody more than 10 since week 6. The Browns haven't lost by more than 10. That was true. The Browns had multiple chances to take this game by the bullhorn. And I'm gonna get into that, but first let me, like I always do, bust these stats down for y'all, man. Mayfield on the day was 23, 37, 204, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. Chubb, he had a pretty decent day. He got rolling in the second half a little bit. He was 13 carries for 69 yards. And Higgins caught 5 catches for 88. I'm gonna get into that play soon as I get through with this. Mahommes was 21 of 30 for 255. Henny came in, he was 6 of 8 for 66 yards, 1 INT. Williams ran the ball for 13 times for 78 yards. Hill caught 8 for $110. And Kelsey caught 8 for 109 and 1 touchdown. The total yards, Chiefs had 308. Chiefs had 438, excuse me. Browns had 308. Rushing, Chiefs had 123. Browns 112. First downs, pretty much even. Chiefs 24. Browns 21. Third down, Browns was 6 of 13. Chiefs was 5 of 10. Total plays, Browns 60. Chiefs 63. Time of possession was 23 minutes for the Browns, 30 minutes, 37 seconds for the Chiefs. And everybody's talking about that play where Higgins caught it, made the move, dove for the end zone. Swanson put the hit on him, made him fall out the back of the end zone touchback. A lot of people saying it was helmet to helmet, which it really was. It was helmet to helmet, but it's not reviewable. So now a lot of people saying, do they need to go back, change that rule in the offseason to make helmet to helmet reviewable? I think to a certain extent you do. I think it's more if you're with the intent of the helmet. Like if you coming in trying to kill somebody, oh yeah, you got to review that. But if it's like a bang bang play, that kind of was a bang bang play. I can't really say they need to be reviewed, but there was a game altering play because if they score there, it's 10, 16, and the Browns get the ball to start the second half. And knowing what we know now with Mahommes being hurt, do the Browns actually put them away in the second half? Because despite all that, when Henny came in, he threw the pick. The Browns did get the ball back with like 3 and some change around 4 minutes and didn't do nothing with it. But you got to give the Chiefs defense credit. Their backs was against the wall. They had to get a stop, and they made the stop. And that's what I'll be saying. I said it multiple times on previous podcasts. They can turn it on and turn it off when they want to. Now they playing with fire, I will say, but that's the heart. That's the marks of a champion, the heart of a champion. When they needed to make a stop to get off the field, they made a stop. The Browns had a chance to move on in advance, and you got to give the Chiefs credit. They made the stop, man. And another big play of the game, the 3rd and 14, when Henny scrambled, for 13 yards, 4th and 1. You gotta give Andy Reid credit, man. A lot of coaches would have punted that ball and leaned on their defense, but that just showed the confidence that he has in his offense and his players. And he's aggressive. Andy Reid has always been aggressive. You go back, he came up under Bill Walsh in the West Coast offense. The West Coast offense has always pushed the envelope, the first innovative offense before the run and shoot. Big play offense. He just has adapted it now to the spread, but it's still the same philosophy. They still putting the ball down the field. They going for it, and you got to give Andy Reid credit. A lot of the analytics would have said punt the ball, but Andy Reid said, "Damn that! I'm not giving them a chance. My defense is stifling right now. I don't know if they can hold." And I'm damn sure not trying to go home knowing that I could have got a 4th and 1 and I didn't run the ball. So he gets right. He got it further down. They're moving on to the 3rd straight AFC title game at home. They made a record with that. So is this the beginning of the Chief dynasty? Are we seeing something, getting ready to unfold for our eyes? Like I said, the Bills have a chance to stake their claim. And if you go back, like the last 8 wins, like I said, all the games been close. The last 8 wins have been by 6 or fewer points, including the playoffs. It's the longest active streak in the NFL right now. So the Chiefs, if Mahommes don't play Sunday, I think the Bills gonna go ahead and take them on out. But that remains to be seen, man. So moving on to the last game of the day, you had the Bucs, versus the Saints, man. It was a battle of two of the greatest quarterbacks we've seen in our generation. You had Tampa Bay, had the Saints for the 3rd time, and it's always hard to beat a team, 3 times in a season. But the Bucs went in, did what they had to do, and if you look at that game, the Saints could have really busted that game open early. With the first punt return of the game, they put the stats up. Tampa Bay was one of the worst special teams against the punt return, and Saints was one of the top teams. Harris damn near ran the first one back, but the Bucs held him to 3. Then they punted to him again. He actually ran it back for a touchdown, and it was called back for blocking the back, I think, clipping. And, like I said, every possession counts. So just think if the Saints get that touchdown on the punt and they score on the first possession, they easily up 14-0. It's a totally different ball game. But if you let a team hang around, you know what's going to happen. Eventually, there's smoke, there's fire, and they're going to capitalize on it, man. And, on the day, Brady was 18-13 for 199, 2 touchdowns. He really didn't have a great game. But Fournette, he had 17 rushes for 63 yards. He actually led the team in receiving, 5 catches for 44 yards. And Jones chipped in 13 rushes for 62 yards. Brees on the day was 19-34, 134 yards, 1 touchdown, and 3 picks. Kamara had 18 carries for 85 yards. Sanders had 6 catches for 48 yards, and Traquan Smith had 3 catches for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns, man. Total yards, Bucs 316, Saints 394. Rushing, Bucs had 127, Saints 104. And you know, Saints had to cost us 4 turnovers. That's 4 chances. You don't get to do nothing with the ball. And time of possession, the Bucs 31 minutes, 31 seconds. Saints 28 minutes, 29 seconds. Third down conversions, 8 of 17 for the Bucs, 6 of 11 for the Saints. Total plays 69 for the Bucs, 60 for the Saints, man. And Brees, he has an illustrious career. Like, you know, he came into a bad situation in New Orleans, man, and made them respectable. Because when I was growing up, New Orleans was one of the bad franchises, man. And they look changed when they got him and, you know, Sean Payton and Brees, man. But it's hard to throw a football when you got 11 cracked ribs and a pierced lung. Now people are questioning should Brees even played that game, which honestly he shouldn't have. Shouldn't even came back. Should have waited. You know, Weston had the stronger arm, but you know, Sean Payton rolled it out with his guy, man. He gonna send him off in the sunset, man, and that's what he did. Now we'll never know. You know, and you know, Shannon Sharp, I saw he was talking earlier. He made a good point. He was saying, you know, Tampa Bay knew that there were, you know, the Saints are across the middle team, a dink and dunk across the middle type team. So they took that away and forced him to throw outside the numbers. Wanted Brees to throw the ball, basically make them damn ribs hurt. And it's what they did, man. All these interceptions came on passes, trying to throw outside the numbers toward the sideline. And another key stat of the game, Michael Thomas had no catches. He was a non-factor, man. So you got to give the Bucs credit. They won. They moving on. And with that, man, the Saints became the first team in NFL history to have 4 straight 11-plus winning seasons and not reach the Super Bowl. And the Bucs became the first team in NFL history to be outscored by their opponent in the regular season and then turn around and beat that team in the playoffs. So, you know, Brady's getting a lot of the credit for that game. He didn't have the costly turnover, but you got to give it to the Bucs defense, man. The Saints could get in the groove, man, and every time the Saints did, you know, drive down the field, you know, they kept them out the red zone, out the end zone. Oh, also, don't let me forget that fumble by Cook. I knew then. I said, man, the Saints done messed up because it was looking like the Saints were finna go down the field and, you know, put their foot on their neck. And when he fumbled and the Bucs came right back down the field and scored, I was like, they done left the damn door open now. Like, they done had the chance to put them away. They couldn't do it, man. So, I'll read off another stat, man. The Bucs are 10-0 this season. We're leading at the half, and they're 3-5 when they down at the half. So it's looking like right now, if the Bucs are leading in the half, they pretty much win the game. If they're losing it at the half, they pretty much lose, man. So that's gonna be my recap, you know, of the games. I hope y'all enjoyed it, man. It's setting up, you know, for Sunday. Championship Sunday, you know, you got the AFC, NFC starting first. You know, another historical game between two legends. You got Tom Brady going into Lambeau to get to the Super Bowl. You got Aaron Rodgers. Is like I said, his first time NFC Championship game in Lambeau. So it's a lot of firsts, but something got to give. And then on the other side of the AFC, you got the up and coming, you know, 2 quarterbacks. If Mahommes can play, you got Josh Allen. He's playing at a high level right now, and we all know what Mahommes could do. And you know, right now, I think, man, you know, the Green Bay wants revenge from earlier when they played Tampa Bay. They went down to Tampa, and you know, Aaron Rodgers turned the ball over. He threw 2 pick sixes back to back. So I think, you know, I think Green Bay, this is the game they kind of wanted. You know, they want to get back at Tampa, and then, you know, it's Aaron Rodgers versus Brady. It's always that debate. You know, everybody called Brady the GOAT, but to me, if you look at just quarterback play arm strength and working with less and doing more, you got to put Aaron Rodgers up there as one of the top quarterbacks. You know, Brady's always been in New England. He's had a good defense, great coaches. Aaron Rodgers never had that. He's never had the things that Brady has had. He never had a consistent defense, a consistent receiving corps, except for the year they went to the Super Bowl and they tried to go back and they lost to the Giants that year. But other than that, you know, he's been having a makeshift offensive line, a makeshift running back, a makeshift receiver. So this the first year where they really confident and they think that they going. And I'm not gonna give my prediction yet. I'm gonna save it for Sunday. I'm gonna try to hop on here Sunday before the games come on. And like I was saying, you look at the Bills and the Chiefs, man. I said this early in the year. I said it early in the year. I said, to me, the Bills is the only team in my eyes that could beat Kansas City because they style of play. In order to beat a team with a great quarterback, you have to have a quarterback that can match him. And the Bills do. But my only thing is they have to run the ball. 32 rushing yards in the game is not going to cut it because you're going to put too much pressure on Allen and you're going to put too much pressure on the offense. And I think for the Chiefs, you know, they started out fast Sunday. Then they kind of tethered off a little bit. And that's what they've been doing. They either start fast and then they kind of tether off, or they start slow and then they pick up steam. You know, so I don't know which Chiefs team gonna show up. You know, they haven't really played a consistent 4 quarters and damn near half a season this year. So, but they just still finding ways to win. You know, it's gonna be interesting Sunday. I hope both games are good. They should be good. But like I said, I'm not going to give my predictions away right now. I'm going to wait till Sunday and do it. Hopefully I can get everybody on. Their poster came on tonight, but, you know, it's hard to find good help these days. People say they coming and they don't come, but I know they listening. So, man, like I was saying, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. Got to work in the morning. I know a lot of y'all got to work in the morning. I'm not going to be on here all night. So, this is another episode of You Can't Handle the Truth podcast, man. Subscribe to the YouTube page. Go back and listen to previous episodes on Google, Spotify, Apple, Anchor, Overcast, Breaker. Man, just help us out, man. Help us grow this community. I know some of y'all like it, some of y'all might not like it, but it's all good, though. I'm going to continue to do it, push the envelope, come up with some new creative stuff, man, that we got coming. So, like I said, join us Sunday. Probably try to do it around maybe 2 o'clock. I know the first game come on 3, maybe 1:30, 1 o'clock, somewhere around. I have to see. And then we're going to do the Super Bowl. And then it's when we're going to start dropping more stuff, man. So hope y'all enjoyed this podcast. I'm out. Check y'all again on Sunday.